This conference will now be recorded.
In a risk-off mode, what happens to S&P 500, NASDAQ, US 30, Nikkei, FRA 40, and all other stocks? What happens to them? Do they go down or do they go up? David says down. They go down. Okay, down, down, down. 100%. Mentors, how can I find previous sessions? So, welcome to episode 2. Lebo, can you unmute yourself, please? If you can, from your side. Mr. Lebo. Yeah. Frank, Mr. Frank, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Please unmute Mr. Lebo there.
Mr. Leba, are you there? Mr. Lebu, 1, 2, 3.
Let's search for him. Let's see all the names here. I can see Lebo on the chat group, but I can't
Yes.
see him.
Yes, I just made Mr. Leba the organizer.
Okay.
Mr. Leba, are you there? Please type because I just made you as an organizer. Your sound should be on. Yes, make it on, Mr. Temba. In the meanwhile, Lebu's mic is on.
Guys, can you hear me? Shaya. Okay, someone says all the way from Thailand. Thank you. Hello, Thailand. Right, we can't see your chat. Yeah, you'll see it just now. I'm just trying to figure out something. Look, we spoke about risk off, risk on. We spoke about all the way from Kenya. Hello from Kenya. We spoke about the reserve required ratio. We spoke about central banks and how they create the increase and decrease money supply. We spoke about we haven't spoke about funding currencies, and we haven't no, we spoke about funding currencies and let me see here on my notes, because I don't want us to go back. I want to check the things that we spoke about, because I see here a lot of people are saying they are not familiar with what is risk off and risk on. So much to catch up. How can we do that? Please. Okay. Guys, do you think it is from Bangladesh, Shaya? You think it's good that we recap, or the recap will take more time? Because today's session, I want us to focus on the dollar, and we're going to look. No recap. Okay, no recap. They're saying no recap. Okay. It will take more time. Okay, no problem. So guys, I guess what we going to do is that maybe through Mr. Lebu, I don't know where he is now. We can probably run I don't know, Mr. Frank, you'll guide me as well. We can probably run a session at
Yes,
around 2. Come again?
I think maybe we'll choose maybe one weekend where we'll cover everything from episode 1 up to 6, just a recap of summary of everything.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's the best thing. And then probably we'll make it like a 3-hour to a 2-hour session where everyone can come in and then they find the lost information and then we can re-explain it so that everyone can be on par. Because someone that has been here for the past 3 weeks wants to move, I'm sure, where they are. They want to hear new things, which is what I'm trying to be on today. How many hours would that be? Let's say scalper, maybe 3 hours, 3.5 hours, probably. We'll see. Many can't still get in on this platform. Mr. Frank, Lebu is typing down there, but he can't. Can you just unmute him? Mr. Lebu, can you please raise your hand? Can you just go to React and raise your hand so that he can? Yeah. Sure.
And guys, the problem is the class is full now, guys. First come, first serve. Class it's already full right now. But we'll do maybe a recap for those who have missed the classes. Maybe do a recap session of everything. But we need to move
Please
on, guys.
unmute yourself, Mr. Lebu.
We can't do a recap only for one person or 5% out of maybe 50 people. Let's try another session as well
Mr.
on
Frank?
Sunday. Yes, you are correct, Lebu. Let's try for another session as well on Sunday afternoons, 4 p.m. So how does 4 p.m. sounds, guys? Maybe on Sunday. How does it sound, guys? Mr. Temba, how does it sound for you?
That's perfect.
Okay,
That's
cool.
perfect.
Yeah, let's move on. It's already 6 o'clock, guys. It's already
Can you
6.
please unmute Mr. Lebu? Because I saw him at the top.
I don't know. Mr. Lewis unmuted. I don't know what's wrong on his side. Mr. Lebu should be muted.
Oh, Mr. Lebu, just unmute yourself. Mr. Lebu can unmute himself. Okay, guys, I guess we can get on with the business of the day. Mr. Frank, probably maybe let's start with gold. Ne? Can go to the gold chart there quickly for me.
Okay, let me do this, Mr. Temba. Yeah, go to gold chart on your side, then you will share your screen again. Share your screen for right now, then you will come back to me, Mr. Temba.
Because my Epic pen is giving me problems. Right. Happy Wednesday. It's a holiday. It's Women's Day today in South Africa. For those that are not here, we are in a risk off mode. Let me just get my Epic pen and see if it will work. You guys will direct me. We're gonna have so much fun today. 100%. Okay, so most of us would know in here, guys. I want to touch on this 15 minutes, and then I'll pop Mr. Frank in so that we can get with the on the business of the day. So someone woke up today and they didn't know what's going on. They only saw this drop probably on gold, and they started selling it because of it's going down. Maybe other people planned it. Maybe other people are using stochastics, or maybe you were waiting for a candlestick to form, and then you start selling gold. But if you were in the previous classes and you understood how to identify risk on and risk off, you probably knew from last week already that in the opening of this week, gold and all other dollar pairs should start moving downwards. How many of you did that from the previous sessions? How many of you did that? You can just type I. How many of you did exactly that? That knew from last week coming into this week that we might, or maybe you didn't understand, but maybe you had a clue that we might open in a risk off sentiment in the market. Liko Mazu says I. Foster says I. Some of us are lost, say we don't know what is risk on and risk off. We'll catch up on that, SK. On Sunday, please make sure that you don't be late, because there are a lot of people that are sitting outside. I think we have almost close to 1,500 people today that are outside that wants to access the sessions, but they can't. So make sure that on Sunday you come in early so that you can catch up. So if you understood last week, I had the tools that we've been talking about all the time, which is dynamic resistance, right? Okay, let me just take this dynamic resistance off. So using price action, I said to you guys, we will connect things like this. What was support to become resistance? What was support to become resistance? That was your second trade. What was support to become resistance, right? Based on what the current market is telling us, you'd see we have a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high type of position. And then I then told you on Tuesday last week that we live in the weeks. All you want to do all the time is you want to connect, let me make it pink, you want to connect the current support, the current resistance, the previous support to resistance. You want to connect this to that. You want to connect this to that. And then as a bear, that's where you leave off. But normally you can't become a bear because of the mark. It's my first time catching free. Sorry, you must come in Sunday. So what you need to understand is that first thing first that I spoke about is that you first identify what is M. For those who have been here, what is M? M is equals to market. What is the market doing? Is the market doing a series of higher highs and higher lows? Is the market doing a series of lower lows and lower highs? Or is the market ranging? In this case, what has been the market since here? What has the market been doing? Was the market, from this pink lines, was the market bullish, bearish, or neutral? Was the market bullish, bearish, or neutral? Right. So I said after you confirm M, you know that M is bearish, right? Remember the purpose of each and every forex trader in a daily basis is to identify what the market is doing and identify what price is doing, right? So what is price now? I'll make price blue. What is price doing? What is price doing? What is price? For those who have been in these classes, what is price? You can type. Foster says bearish, trending downwards. Liqua, okay. Now, as a bear, if price and the market M, if price and the market are both bearish, they are both bearish. Do you have, mind my pen, guys? Do you have any trade whatsoever as a bear? If both the market and price are bearish, do you have a trade? If both the market and price, Letoto says yes, Pulani says yes, no, then it means you haven't understood what I've been telling you. You need to separate the two. We understand that the market itself is doing a series of lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. That is what the market is doing. But remember, the market tells us history, right? The market tells us history. History confirms to us that we are in a bearish mode out of history. Ne? And price confirm. Remember, we want to separate the two. Price confirms the current and the market confirms history. History, which is this whole thing that's happening, right? It's history, right? But price, it's this thing that's currently happening now. Price, it's here. So if we are to separate the two, it means we'll say history, which is the market, it's bearish, right? History, which is the market, it's telling us that it's bearish. And price, which is this one, the current, it's telling us that it's bearish as well, right? So as a trader that wants to match the market and price to move in the same direction, do you have a trade whatsoever now, currently? Do you have a trade? No. He's saying no. Okay. The reason why you don't have a trade, it's because all day, every day, you want to match the market and price to move in the same direction. So in a normal instant, a normal bear will want to match what is, I'll take this read thing here. A normal bear will want to match, excuse me, a normal bear will want to match what was support to become resistance. Like here, what was support? It was resistance. What was support? It was resistance. What was support? Became resistance at some point, right? So a normal bear that would want to sell this market will be sitting in here somewhere, right? Can we agree of that? That the same bear that sold here, that sold here, that sold here, that sold here, will want to come back and sell here again.
Mr. Temba, around which number, Temba? Around which number that pairs will be sitting at?
Okay.
Price. Around which price?
Let's say 1922. Let's say 1922. Normal bears, that's where normal bears would sell. Right? Remember, we have bulls, bears, and pigs, right? So normal bears would want to wait for something like that and then continue doing what has been happening, right? So now, in a case that you find something like this happening, up, 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 and then down, it means you didn't get that trade.
Yes, and Mr. Tamba, if I may ask you, like for example, let's say you are a bear right now. Are you waiting for price to reach there, or are you planning on setting a sell limit? Like, how could you
Well,
advise someone?
where I am as a bear, I'm not becoming a bear because of prices already down here. I have started becoming a bear from all these trades up here. So all I am doing, I'm setting up sell limits. So I will set up a sell limit here. So whether I am sleeping or I'm not in front of my charts, this trade will set me in because of I am already a bear. I've already decided because of if you are a bull, you are obviously looking for a market that's looking like this, right? If you are a bull, you want to go up. So as a bear that's setting up tomorrow's trade, I'm already thinking this for tomorrow. It's a day trade for tomorrow, right? So what I will do, I will then set up my sell limit somewhere around here, right? What is it based on? It will obviously be based on risk of sentiment that we have. It will, oh, screen is a problem, does not show. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Can everyone see my screen? Please type yes if you can see my screen. Please type yes, 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 yes if you can see my screen. If you can't see my screen properly. Okay, everybody's saying yes, yes, yes. I'm not sure, just maybe probably you need to log in and log out. You need to log out and log in again,
And guys,
right?
this is a gold
So
chart, guys. Gold chart. It's
it's a
gold, ne?
gold chart, by the way. What time
It's
frame? It's 1
H1, ne?
hour. It's H1. Okay, let me do this. Let me do this. Watermark. Here's my watermark so that you guys can see. Give me 1 second, guys. And unmute myself. Why? 1, 2, 3. Is that better, guys? Is this watermark better? Is it making things easier? Is the watermark making things easier? Okay, some people are saying no.
Okay, Mr. Tamba, go to right click properties under your
Yeah.
chart.
Sorry.
The same, and
Let me
go to
double.
indicators list, Mr. Tamba.
Okay, let me just do this. Let me just
Indicators
try
list,
to.
and go to the watermark and maybe make it 50.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to catch. So
What
we'll
about?
see. Is it better now? Is it better this way? Okay, so it's better for everyone to see. Okay, 100% sure. So Now that we've identified that we are in a bearish market, price is bearish, and then a normal bear would be looking to sell around here based on what has been going on, right? Role reversal, what was support became resistance, what was support became resistance, and so forth and so on. Same applies here, right? But have you ever seen when you are trading, please make your screen bigger. Is my screen small? Why is my screen small? Tapelo took away my screen. I'm not sure what's going on. Is my screen small, guys? Okay, is it better now? Sipo?
Yeah, I think you cannot make your screen bigger than that.
Okay. The platform just shows a
Then,
small
yeah,
screen.
so then like they have to zoom in the screen.
Yes, they
Okay.
can zoom in. Yeah.
Okay. So, have you ever seen in your life of trading, when you're trading, you're doing like your lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, and you are following up this role reversals, what was supposed to become resistance? Have you ever seen your market doing this and then it catches up a bit and then keeps on going down? Because normally you would be sitting in here as a bear to sell it again. Have you ever seen that happening? Little says yes. Yusuf says yes. Okay. The reason why that thing is happening, it's because of dynamic resistance, right? It's because of dynamic support and dynamic resistance. DK says yes, lots of times, yeah. Dynamic resistance is normally used by hedge funds and banks, right? So they calculate it using an exponential EMA. It's called the 21 EMA. You can make it red or pink or whatever that you want. So you'll see in times that they are not using price action, you'll see dynamic resistance in a bearish market confirms a new lower low, right? So you'll see they'll go lower low, touch the 21, sell, 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 sell. Lower low, lower high, touch the 21, sell, 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 sell. Lower high, touch the 21, sell, 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 sell. So it
Mr. Temba,
means,
another thing, gold has been trending like nicely on the H4 on the 21.
sure, sure. But I'm just trying to show them. So it means tomorrow, what can happen? You might find that this market can reach the 12, 1922, but what it can do, this same 21, it can be here by tomorrow. So what bears will do, they'll catch up, catch up, catch up, catch up, touch the 21 and continue going down. While you are expecting them to come in here. Do you guys understand?
It's okay.
You guys understand? Mr. Frank, there's noise on your background. You guys understand? Yes, right? So, we understand 100%. Frankie, give me 1 second, guys. Who's making noise there? Someone is unmuted.
Tell Frank to mute himself.
Okay, I think okay, it's fine. Okay, sure. So in that case, you can sell using three things, right? Lower low, lower high, what was support to become resistance, right? Which is the role reversal, right? And then the other thing is that if the market can execute a trade based on the dynamic support and resistance 100%, but you you need to, let me go to the H4 maybe so that I can show you. Let me go to the H4 so that I can show you. Right? So you'll see every time it's touching the 21, sell, 21, sell, 21, sell, right? So it sometimes goes in conjunction of price action. Based on this, you'll see what was support became resistance, and on that you find the confluence of the 21.
Tizozo, are you in?
I think we have lost Mr. Temba's sound, or maybe it's
Can you hear
network.
me though?
Yes, I can hear you. I think we have lost Mr. Temba's sound.
Yeah, okay. Just check with him there. Yeah. All right. Is he still a co-host though? Test 1, 2, and 2. Frankie, are you there? Okay, let me just make
One,
sure if
sorry.
everyone knows.
Yes,
Okay,
on my side, I'm
Am I
here.
back?
okay, there we go.
Yes, your sound
Seems like
just got
everybody's
back.
okay. Thanks.
Can you hear me?
Yes, it was cutting. Please repeat the last 2 minutes. We
Can you hear
lost
me
you.
clear now?
Yes,
One,
you are
two, three,
clear.
1, 2, 3.
Right now, you are clear. Please type 1, 2, 3 if the sound is clear, guys.
Sure. Okay. Can you give us an example of dynamic support and resistance in an uptrend? Okay. In an uptrend, okay, it's fine. Look. So you will see in an uptrend type of scenario, you get a double bottom here for those who are trading patterns, the double bottom, and then a mini higher high, higher low, 21 EMA, gone, comes back. A normal bull in a normal market, right? A bull in a normal market would be sitting in here to buy in here what was support to become resistance, right? A normal bull. But you'll realize that that market didn't come back to you because your plan would be an up, come back down. What was support to become, what was resistance to become support, and you buy there. Can we agree on that, guys? Because a normal bull will see this as a role reversal and a lowest place of buying. But because we can't see the chart you are explaining, but other people are saying agreed, right? So a normal bull would buy this based on this, right? But because you don't have the dynamic support, you wouldn't know that you were supposed to buy here on the 21. Can you see that? Maybe it's my network, guys. Mr. Lebu, can you hear
Now
me?
I can hear you loud and clear, and I can see what you're sharing.
Some people are saying I cannot see. I'm not sure what's going on. Right?
Can you hear
So
me?
I can hear you very clear.
Okay. Okay, great.
So off of a double bottom, right? You would expect something like this, up, 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 down, and buy. But the very same example that I just said, I can hear you and see. Sure, sure. The very example that I just set out is that you find a market that's moving up and it's not coming back to you. It's because of this same dynamic support, right? So the nice part about this dynamic support, it is that when the market is going down, you'll see even here, down, 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 21 EMA, sell. Down, 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 21 EMA, sell. Down, 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 21 EMA, sell. When it stops, it tells you it's not gonna give you lower lows anymore. But you can still use it with or without you can still use it in conjunction of price action. You'll see even here what was support became what? Resistance. What was support became what? Resistance. What was support in this case didn't come back, but they used the 21 and then it never went forth. So in a bullish market, in a proper bullish market and in a proper bearish market, it will give you entries, but it will then tell you again when the market is flat. Because if you look at the behavior that it was doing down here and up here, and the behavior that is doing when it's in here, it's not the same, right? So in a bearish market, you'll sell it. You'll sell the 21 because of you getting a series of what? Lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, lower lows. In a bullish market, you're getting a series of high highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. So it will catch up doing this. It will catch up doing that. In a in a ranging market, what it will do, it will stay in the middle. So the 21 EMA on its own, I can hear you, but what time frame is best to use it? Any time frame. Remember, you were not here when I spoke about alignment of time frames, ne? Getting the CEO, the manager, and the supervisor going down. We'll go to that. We'll go to that on Sunday. If you attend on Sunday, we'll recap on everything nicely because it's gonna take time. That's why I asked before. So in this case, you'll see when it's flat, when the market is flat, like in here, you'll see the market was flat, it was being flat. The market was bearish, it became bearish. The market became a bit bullish, it became bullish. The market is bearish, it becomes bearish. When the market is flat, it will just be flat. Then it tells you that there are no bulls or there are no bears in that particular market for that time. And you will see, because out of what I've been saying, you'll see by identifying that you don't, in here, from here until here, did you have a series of higher highs and higher lows in this portion here? Did you have series of higher highs and higher lows? You see? So let's get another color. So from this point to this point, did we have a series of higher highs and higher lows? Right? So let's make this one black. So from from this point to this point, are we having a series of lower lows and lower highs? Cool. So that's why it's very important for you to understand what type of a market are you in. Are you in a bullish market, a bearish market, or a ranging market? But the dynamics support and resistance itself, it will tell you if we are flat, we are bullish, or we are bearish. So if you can't see it by price action, it will remind you that hey, we are currently in a ranging market, right? So after we look at that, I was just explaining the dynamic resistance, guys. And then the other tools that we spoke about was what? My secret tool. You know when people are selling currencies and metals, everything tech. You know when people are selling tools, like, hey, you know my secret powerful tool. For those who have been in here, they are understanding what are these things and how I use them. Right? Remember, I did say that you don't have to trade the way I trade or the way we trade, but you can follow up. Right? So I'll take it just quickly from last week so that we don't take time, because I want Mr. Frankie to come in. So this block on its own, this block was last week, the whole of last week, right? So I said, what is a purpose of a striker in a soccer in a field? In a soccer field, what do strikers do? What do strikers do? Is to score goals. And I said, if we start on this red line, can you see this red line up here? If we start this red line there for bears, the target will be in here, in the green zone. How many of you can attest to that? Say I, if you remember that. The projected target of that red line and the black line, I said if we're going down, the projected target would be to score the goal. How many of you can attest to that? Sorry, ladies. Okay. Now, it means bears that sold last week at M3, they scored. And on Friday, what was this move? What was this move all about on Friday?
What happens, guys, after scoring a goal, guys? What should happen, guys, after scoring a goal in a soccer field?
After you score a goal, you take the goalkeeper will take the ball back to the center line. Can you see this black line? Can you see this black line here? This one? It means bears that sold this last week, they were in this cell. They priced in this cell. They priced in this week's sell from last week. So it means if you are selling here, are you early or are you late? If you're only coming in now and pressing sell on gold, are you early or are you late in the game? Very much late. Okay? You are late because these pairs were pricing in the month, and then we've already started the month with the first wave, if you guys are calling it a wave, but it's a swing trade. And then this week's swing trade, this week, a trade for this week started in here on Sunday, or
Samba,
someone,
can you please minimize your pivot points so that we can see the targets for this week?
yeah, no, I'll do that. So I just want them to be clear. So it means for this week on gold, people sold gold last week for this week already. It's called pricing in. Ne? You're pricing in. So like the example that I did, that if you are selling 50 loaves of bread for a week from Monday to Friday, Monday up to Friday, right? And then it's Tuesday, it's Wednesday, and then it's Thursday. When is the best time to take profit? Let's say by Thursday you are already at 45 loaves of bread. You're only left with 5. So Friday, you wrap up with 5 loaves of bread. And what do you do on that same Friday? On that same Friday, you take profit for the week. Can you see they took profit for the week? Because of they had sold lower low, lower high, lower low, and they got to their target on Friday. And then what did they do? They pulled out. Out. And then this pricing in that I'm talking about, it's the new 50 loaves of bread that we priced in from last week for this new week. Meaning the new week started here on Sunday, market open. So what do people do for the rest of the week? Lower low, lower high, sell. Lower low, lower high, sell. Lower low, lower high, sell. Lower low, lower high, roll reversal, 21, sell. You see, it means whatever that you were doing last week, you'll keep on doing again this week. It's a swing trade. And remember, that feeds off from a monthly swing trade, monthly position, right? It means for the rest of the month, if you've been selling gold, you're going to sell it every week, every day, until you get to the monthly target. Am I making sense? So it means bears that sold for this week, their target will be down here. So they will want to come back and, excuse me, sorry about that, guys. So bears that sold that last week, they will want to come and exit. Their in was here. Let me make it blue. Excuse me. I'll make it blue. So it means they sold here, or you priced it in last week, and then that their out will be here, 1900. Am I making sense? So it means last week what they did was to sell here, get to the target, scored the goal, took profit, priced in this week, will change it this week, continued selling. The target is 1900, right? Will take profit again this week by Friday and continue again next week. Does it make sense? So all you do every day, all day, is just to follow the flow of what you have already started with. Someone who will come and sell here to me, even if you can make money, but you are late because of your peers sold here and your peers sold there and your peers sold there. Clear? So this is a weekly perspective. So in a weekly perspective, we already know that somewhere in this green zone, It's our pull up, it's our pull out zone, right? So let's look at what happened for today, for today, for today, right? So I'll change it to from the weekly perspective to today's perspective, right? So look, I'll start it from yesterday. So each block tells you about a day, right? Each block confirms a day. So this block from here to here, it was yesterday. So you'll see yesterday, they took the ball from the center line, it came down, and then when it came down, what happened, guys? Yesterday, when it came down, what happened? After it came down yesterday, what happened? Come on, guys.
Mr. Tamba, can you please explain? Is those swings or intraday what we're
It's
looking at right now?
yeah, 100% profit taking. Yay. So you see, overnight when you were sleeping, profit taking, profit taking, profit taking, profit taking, profit taking. The strikers, the small line, you remember the strikers? So today, when strikers got there, give me 1 second, guys. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second.
So, meaning, guys, these pivot
So
points
it
are
means,
it's
so it
pivot points.
means, sorry, Mr. Frank. Yeah. So it means this block, right? I'll talk about this block. Let me change the color. The block for today, you'll see it. See, this is the block for today. People who sold gold yesterday, right? People who sold gold from here to here and they took profit. They already knew that their entry line is between these two lines yesterday.
Please zoom out a little bit, maybe 1, 2.
Yeah, but I want them to understand it in a daily perspective. Ne? So look at what happened for today. So strikers for today, they were in here. They took profit, took profit, took profit, and then strikers took it down. So what did strikers do today? What did strikers do today? Did they score the goal or not? What did strikers do for today? They scored the goal. Can you see? So it means for someone, because I want to change your thinking, for someone who sold in this red candle, yes, it went down, but you were late because of your initial entry was here with the strikers. Am I making sense? Yes, you might have seen, you might have went down and made a bit of money, but that's not proper trading. And you are selling because of things are going down. But your pre-plan must be hours and hours and hours before you get to this point. So it
Mr.
means,
Tamba, can you please zoom out and show us like what's been happening on intraday for the past weeks?
okay, okay. I want to do it this way. This thing is just messing up with my chart. Let me put it here. Keeps on coming back. Can you guys see here? How to get these blocks? You'll speak to Mr. Lebo. Okay. So what was going to happen is that when you are in a ranging market, like from here to here, you will use R1 and S1, right? On this pivot points, S1 and R1. Those ones, they determine a range. They're telling you that the market is flat. And what is the other thing that could have told you that there is no market, the market is flat? How would you know? Again, here, in here, how would you know that the market is flat? What is the other thing that was going to tell you? What is the other next thing that was going to tell you? The dynamic support, and yes, the dynamic support. Can you see? It was flat. So you'll see from here to here, there was no series of higher highs and higher lows. There was no series of lower lows and lower highs. Can you see that? Even the moving average itself, or the dynamic support and resistance, would confirm for you. Okay, so now it means people who are planning for gold for tomorrow, they are not going to trade gold tomorrow. No. One second, guys. Hello. Guys, can you hear me? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? I don't know if it's accumulation or whatever. So it means from this point, since bears have scored the goal, probably they might come back even lower than that. It means in the Asian fade, it's called Asian fade, you might find a profit taking for today, and then tomorrow you are looking at this line like this, the DM3 or DPP. It might be up here, it might be somewhere down here, right? And then the other thing is that the 21 EMA will be catching up as well. So it means your trade plan for tomorrow, you are eyeing on something like this, or you are eyeing on something like this to get a proper trade, right? Yes, we can argue about strategies and candlesticks and accumulation of what, and whatever the case may be. But if I would get you selling here or selling here, yes, we are all making money, but you are missing the point. Because real bears were sitting in here. Real bears were sitting in there. And real bears were sitting in there. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high type of thing using price action. Are we together? Okay, so someone is asking that you have your monthly target. Yes, because that's where you start. You start from the monthly. Because for the month, that's where everything starts. You need to understand, where is the whole month going? Where is the rest of the month going? So you'll see bears that are selling this month, you can see they priced in the strikers zone, and then their target will be down here, 1867. So it will be a monthly swing trade from in here to down here, and then off of a monthly swing trade, you'll see these pivot points are written MM. MM stands for the month. It means they're projecting or they are calculating an overview of the month, right? Can we get this indicator on trading view? Look, there are pivot points out there, but not like this ones. Ne? There are pivot points out there. Maybe you can find them. I don't know, but I'm not sure. Okay. So after that, you'll find something like this. This one projects weeklies. So it tells you week after week. So it means we are in the second week of where the month has started. Remember, the month started here, right, on this block, and we are currently, I'll make it pink, and we are currently on this second block. It means how many other blocks are we left with for the month? How many other blocks are we left with? Okay, 2, right? So it means in the start of the new week, next week, we will find a new block that's doing this. That's projecting, it's calculating the open, high, low, close of the month, the week, and the day. Am I making sense? Okay, so for gold, you'd understand that we are already waiting for tomorrow because of today's profit taking has to take place. It's 3 weeks blocks come out every Sunday. Yeah, sure. So it means tomorrow's trade plan is already on set based on the daily pivot points that are going to come out tomorrow. Ne? But you don't have to focus more on them because of even with pure price action or with anything that you are using, you'd still know as a bear that somewhere in here tomorrow I'll want to do something like this, right? And take it lower since you already understand what is happening, right? So, but in that, you're not only using, where can we find similar indicators? In there, you're not only using technical analysis. Remember, technicals by its own, it's relying on fundamentals, right? Technicals on its own are relying on fundamentals. So if you don't understand what is making gold to do this now, what is making gold to drop, then first thing first, you don't have a right to sell it and you don't have a right to be in this market because you're doing what you don't understand. You can sell it, yes, and make money, but you need to understand why is gold going down now. Okay, Foster says a stronger dollar. What is creating a stronger dollar? Why? What's the reason behind it? So that when the dollar stops being strong, you can be able
Mr.
to
Tella,
understand. Yes.
can I order, guys? Do you still remember, guys, on the 1st of August, why did we say we are buying the dollar, guys? What was our reason for buying the dollar? For those who started with us, the sections, what was the reason for us buying the dollar, guys? Is it because of the dollar is strong?
Mr. Frankie, you can please take it back on your side. Please take it back.
Because of, guys, we said the dollar it's weak. Right now, the dollar is weak. And we spoke about, like, if you can go back to NFP last week, for example, NFP, it
Take it.
was weak.
Mr. Frank,
NFP,
please take the screen.
yes.
Please take the screen.
Mm, okay, give me a sec.
Sure.
I'm trying to share my screen. Give me a sec. Give me a sec, guys. Yeah, what was our reason, guys, for us buying the dollar? For those who were with us from last and 2 weeks back, we said what was our reason, guys? Is my screen on, Mr. Temba? Guys, is my screen on? I don't know. It's taking long. What was our reason for buying the dollar? I see some people were saying risk off, risk off. What was our reason, guys? What was our reason? We buy dollar, it's weak. It's not because of FOMC. Do you still remember, guys? We said, yes, the dollar is weak fundamentally. The dollar is weak because of the inflation, it has been going down. But from the first day, I think around when we had our Tuesday, last Tuesday, when we had the class, we said the reason we're buying the dollar is because of seasonality. It has nothing to do with the dollar, it's strong, or the dollar is doing what, or whatever that the dollar is doing. We said the reason we're buying the dollar is because of seasonality. Seasonality, guys. Seasonality. The market, it has its own trends. So meaning sometimes when the market it's weak, let's say for example like the gold is weak, gold wouldn't be gold wouldn't just go down and drop. Gold has to make lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, meaning we have those news that we get at Forex Factory, your investing.coms. Yes, we have those news that will the data that will give us the data that will come out and give us the lower lows, the data will come out, give us the lower highs, the data will come out, give us the lower low. But overall trend, we are just making a lower low. Like from the first of August, when we were in here, we already knew that dollar is supposed to be strong. It's not because of dollar it's strong or whatever. And if I may ask, guys, is anywhere maybe any data that you saw that dollar was strong, or any data that came out, or any fundamentals that came out that made the dollar to be strong? Is there any reason, guys, for dollar to be strong at the moment? Yusuf says Fed is hiking rates. There's nothing that's making dollar to be strong right now. Dollar has been weak, 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 weak. All this currently, normally, what do investors do? We make double bottom before. If we already knew that, okay, let me ask, guys. Let's say that we already knew that dollar is supposed to be weak on August. Do investors start trading on August, or they start trading before August? If you already knew that dollar is supposed to be weak on August, do we start trading 1st of August or before August, 1 week before or 2 weeks before? Yes, it's before. It's before. You are correct. It's before. Same thing with gold, meaning if gold goes down, you're expecting dollar to be strong. So can you see from the 19th until the 20, let me say the 27th, we had a momentum. Because if you were someone who was trading gold, you already saw that yes, the momentum, it was very, very big. very bullish, and all the suddenly you're getting a very big lower low. So meaning we're going to take this, what was resistance, will become resistance in future, and all the suddenly you get almost something like a double top. So meaning the market, it won't give you what you're looking for. You won't get your exactly double bottoms, the ones that you always see in the books. You won't see a double bottom which is exact. You won't get your double tops that you see in the books. Sometimes you might get a double bottom which is something like this. So meaning if already knew that dollar was supposed to be weak, you were supposed to start preparing for from week before. Even though week before, if you couldn't catch it, this move, let me go to simple price action. This is gold now, guys. Even though you didn't get this move, if you just trading a simple price action, you was supposed to know that, guys, the market is changing. Let's say if you're a conservative trader, you didn't get in, you didn't trade the sell, you didn't trade the sell. Someone who's conservative was going to see something which is like this and start trading in here, which is which date? Let me see which date is it. Last week, the NFP. So meaning yes, you can be aggressive and start selling week before, or you can be aggressive and start selling week before. Start selling week before, maybe having a huge stop loss, or if not, can be conservative. It all depends what are you looking for. And tell me guys, another thing, and tell me guys, if you didn't know fundamentally why the trend is changing, were you going to be confident on taking the trade of selling? NFP was weak. If you didn't know that dollar is supposed to be strong on August, were you going to be confident on selling? On selling in here last week, even though we had a weak NFP, were you going to sell? Were you going to sell in here? If on July, were you going to sell in here? If you didn't know fundamental what was happening. So meaning fundamentals, they can help you with directions of the market, and also they can give you confidence on staying long on staying long in the trends. Yes, there are people who are making 1 pips, 2 pips. Hey, it's NFP, I made 10 pips and all that. Yes, it's a good thing. But the main purpose in Forex, if you stay longer in the trend, that's where you'll make money. For someone who sold in here, for someone who sold last week, Friday, someone who sold in here, that person doesn't have stress on what is happening with NFP. Hey, what is happening is the news that it's coming out that will affect gold. And again, for someone, for someone who'd be looking at this man, the way Temba explained, since you already know that gold is trending, this is your lower low, this is your lower high, this it was your lower low, this is your lower high, this is your lower low, this is your lower high, this is your lower low. So someone else is waiting for this. Someone somewhere is waiting to sell in here. 1921 and 1918. So tell me, guys, is that person waiting for news on what is going to be happening on Forex Factory or investing.com? Someone who's waiting for a sell on gold. Please type, guys. We have a typing session. So meaning that person already knows. So meaning this should be your trade plan, guys, for this week to hit the weekly target. So meaning on gold, you already know what to do. And Mr. Lebu, I think we'll close the session here for today. And we have to try and fix the Zoom so that we can allow more people, because a lot of people have been complaining they couldn't enter the class. So before we close, guys, is there any questions, Mr. Temba, Mr. Lebu? Is there anything that you'd want to add on? Please ask Mr. Lebu to give us his details so he can tell us the way of getting this pivot points and indicators. Mr. Lebu, are you there, Mr. Lebu? Mr. Temba, are you there? So with these pivot points, I think we'll release these pivot points because Lebu was thinking, Mr. Lebu was thinking that we should give the pivot points to those who will be joining the mentorship, because of the thing is you won't understand these pivot points if you don't understand price action. So meaning, yes, you might have pivot points. Yes, you might have pivot points, but if you don't know that the market has to change in here, you won't make money. It's going to be difficult. In simple, again, if you keep on buying, if you didn't know that the market has to change, pivot points, they won't make any difference. Problem is understanding the fundamentals. Again, it's understanding the seasonality of each currency, because of each and every currency, it has its own seasonality on when to reverse or when to be bullish or when to be weak. Did I answer you, Mr. Tato? Questions, guys? We are about to take questions before we close, guys. Any questions, guys? Mr. Lebu, Temba, Mr. Temba, are you still there? Give us an assignment. Okay, let me think. A simple assignment. Simple assignment is okay. Maybe we will discuss it after. Maybe when we're having our last class. Assignment is, tell me why is Aussie and Kiwi weak? Into assignment. And our dynamic support, our dynamic resistance will summarize it when we do a recap of everything. Because of right now, you won't understand them if I can explain. Yes, it's a 21 and 55 EMAs, but you won't understand them. It's better if you can do a recap of everything. For those who are new, guys, we'll do a recap of everything on what we discussed on episode 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. because of now the problem is it's very difficult to explain everything within 2 hours, because of normally when I and Mr. Frank, Mr. Temba Tizos, and Mr. Lebu, we do a mentorship, this course or these sessions to like to know everything that we have discussed can take you around 2 to 3 months. And after 2 to 3 months, it doesn't mean you will be consistent. You have to learn again. How do we look at fundamentals to get direction? Fundamentals, mm, Mr. Temba, are you still there? Okay, give me a sec. So, meaning fundamentals, it's a huge thing. Meaning fundamentals is not a forex calendar or your forex factory, the news that always come out. This thing. Let me quickly go in here. So, meaning this thing is not a forex. This thing is not fundamentals, guys. This thing, it's not fundamentals. It's not fundamentals. You okay? We'll explain it more, guys. What is fundamental? But normal fundamentals is understanding the microeconomics of an economy. Meaning, when you want to understand what is happening under GDP, inflation, unemployment on a bigger scale. Okay, guys. So, any more questions?
Okay. One, two, three. Mr. Lebu, are you there?